Namaste, namaste, and welcome to chair yoga. And today we're going to be using the wall and our balls. So if you have been in chair yoga classes with me, then you have probably got a set of these balls at home. But if you don't, you want something like a Pilates ball with a little bit of air taken out of it. So it squashes maybe even about a quarter of the air taken out of it. You could use just a blow-up beach ball, would be just as good. You want to make sure that when you lean on it on the wall, it's supportive, robust enough to support you without coming a cropper or bursting or anything like that. And there are a number of sort of child's blow-up balls that would be appropriate. These ones tend to eat your clothing and hair, so just take a little care. They're a little bit sticky on the outside. And I've got a set of spiky balls today, but you can use any hard ball that's around about the size of a tennis ball or similar. So that's lacrosse balls, the balls that people produce specifically for foam rollering or muscular release, myofascial release. And there are a number of different levels of spike. So these are the hardest, spikiest balls that I can come across, but there are also softer, slightly smaller, slightly squishier ones as well. So whatever suits you best. But those balls that go in the tumble dryer are a perfect substitute, or any dog exercise ball will work as well. Okay, so to begin with, we'll pop the balls to one side. Bring yourself into a comfortable seat, and let's start with our hands together in Namaste. Feel the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor and the chair. Allow them to provide the foundation from which you can lift the body tall. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. If you prefer, you can keep them open, gazing at one spot on the floor. Take this time, this moment, to step away from the other things going on in your house and in your life, and come into your yoga space. Leave behind your list of things to do and focus on your body, your breath, how you feel, what is responding in this moment. When you're ready, you can rest your hands down, perhaps even rest them onto your abdomen. And just take note of your breath in this moment. Notice if your hands move with your body as your body moves as you breathe. And then gently deepening your breath, engaging across the abdominal muscles, drawing the navel slightly in to exhale fully, and then breathing in deeply into the front of the body, the sides of the body, the back. Breathing out long and slow and engaging across your navel to exhale completely. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, deeply, and completely. Keep breathing in this way, finding all the space in your torso to breathe into. And slowly releasing your breath. As you exhale, just softening your face, your shoulders. As you inhale, you're drawing in prana, you're priming your energetic body for practice. At the end of your next exhalation, relaxing your arms down, just gently drawing your chin towards your chest and feeling in the back of the body what responds to that movement. So if you sense length through the back of the neck, across the shoulders or between the shoulder blades. And if you want to, you can roll the right ear towards the right shoulder and chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder and chin to chest, just side to side, not going all the way around just yet. And if you prefer to do head turning or side bending instead of this rotation movement, you can do those instead. If you want to, you can turn this side-to-side movement into a full head rotation, but just taking care not to go too far back, or you might find that making the movement a little smaller is more suitable for your neck and shoulders as well. When you're ready, rolling in the opposite direction if you have chosen to do head circling. The next time your head comes down towards the chest, just bringing your movement to stillness and then raising your head and opening your eyes. Wonderful stuff. We're just going to relax the arms down by the side and roll the shoulders a touch. We're going to use our balls to release tension across the upper body and down the back of the body particularly. And we've done such a lot with our shoulders and our arms in recent classes. This should feel quite good. Let's go the opposite way as well. But before we do that, we want to perhaps get the muscles a little limbered first. So when you're ready, you can bring your hands back to stillness, and then just with the left arm, softness in the left elbow, making circles with the left arm, just whatever feels good. So if it feels good to do more expansive circles, then you can. And if you want to keep it smaller, then you can. If you want to extend your arm a little bit, go for it, try it, see how it feels. And if you'd like to make your head and torso move as you move, that's also an option. One more in this direction, and then we'll go the opposite way as well. So starting perhaps a little smaller, maybe more still through the body if you'd like to. Whenever you're ready, you can allow more of the body to join in the movement. And in this way, we limber through the sides, the front and the back. We establish those connections and that stability. Relaxing this arm, just resting your left hand on your left thigh, noticing how it feels both here in the front of the shoulder, across the back, into the arm, down the side, into the neck. And then the same thing on the other side. So soft in the elbow to begin with, perhaps smallish circles to begin with. Notice if it's different on this side. And when you're ready, you can explore perhaps a little more length in the arm if you'd like to, more movement in the chest, torso, head. Let's do one more in this direction. And then gently changing direction, keeping the elbow a little softer, the movement a little smaller to begin with, if you'd like to. And then building into your more expressive movements. perhaps a little firmness over the abdominal muscles. And we'll do one more in this direction. Floating your hands down to your lap, just resting. We'll bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, elbows towards the sides, and make a figure of eights with our wrists, mostly because it's really nice to remember the wrists as part of the movement of the arms, and also they tend to stiffen a little bit as we mature. Let's go the opposite way as well. Very good. And then just relaxing the arms down. We'll do a little bit more for the upper body, upper back itself. So I'm just going to come out a little bit, shift to my side somewhat. So we're going to start with the arms out to the side and bring the palms of the hands together in front of the body. And then as you exhale, draw your chin towards your chest and reach your fingers away from you. And as you inhale, draw the elbows back behind the body, turn the palms upwards to open your chest, lift your chin as well. Exhaling, sweep the hands forward, palms together, chin to chest, scoop your belly in. Inhaling, opening the chest, palms turned upwards, lifting the chin. Exhaling, rounding through the spine a little, chin to chest. Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling. And inhaling. Let's do one more. Exhaling. And inhaling. And then from here, just turning the palms down, bringing the spine back to a more neutral spot, resting the arms down to the sides, just rolling your shoulders in any way that feels good to you. Excellent stuff. So we're going to use our wall, but without the chair. So you can always have your chair handy for support if you'd like to, but coming up to standing, and I'm just going to shift my chair to one side. And we're going to start with our big red ball. So on this ball, there is a little nipple where the air goes in, and I'm going to put that onto the wall because it's got a hard bit of plastic, which I don't want to be on my body. So placing the ball on the wall, I'm going to lean against it. It doesn't matter where it is to begin with. This is just to get us used to leaning on the ball. So that's why we've taken a bit of air out of the ball, because we want the ball to sort of squash and expand. Nice and soft in the knees, feet a little bit further away from the wall than perhaps your torso, just so you can have that leaning back into the ball sensation. And here, just get used to moving from side to side, a little softness in one knee and then the other. Or if you prefer, you can keep the legs very straight and just sort of lean, moving more with the feet. A little firmness in the belly does help. Relaxing the arms and just feeling that sensation of contact behind the body as you move from side to side. Aces. So we're going to do movements like this and a little bit up and down. So if you come back to the center and just soften the knees a little bit, rolling up and down on the ball on the wall, on the ball on the wall. Lovely. And coming back to center. So that's the action we're looking for. And we're going to start at the top of the spine and work all the way down. So this time, coming away from the wall, placing the ball either behind you. If it's easier, place the ball onto the wall and then just stand in front of it. Take it to the back of the head and neck. So hopefully your ball is broad enough to touch that sort of nape of the neck into the neck and perhaps even the top of the back, but mine doesn't go that far. It just does the back of the head and the back of the neck. So here again, I want that sensation of relaxing towards the wall. So taking the feet a little bit further away so I can relax backwards, a little firmness in the belly, and just a little swaying from side to side if that feels good. And it has this effect of massaging, and it's a really superficial massage. It's not really deep massage, which comes later with the harder balls. But this superficial massage has the effect of softening fascial tension in our fascial system. And then if you want to, you can do a little bit up and down. I might step nearer to the wall for that. A little bit up and down. And the other thing that you can do here, which is quite nice, is to lean your weight onto the ball and just simply turn your head from side to side. So instead of moving the rest of your body, moving your head and allowing the ball to support that movement, to ease some of the tension at the back of the neck. And then we're going to just lean away from the wall to move the ball a little bit further down. And as I said, if you need to place the ball and then step in front of it, that's okay. It can be a little bit of a challenge to get it in exactly the right place. So we're looking for perhaps the bottom of the neck and the top of the shoulders. And here again, we'll start with side to side, and you can move a little bit further. There's more of the body on the ball. So when we were having it just behind the neck, our side to side action wasn't much because there wasn't much of the body available. The neck is so slender. But here we can do a little wibble wobble from side to side. And whilst we're focused on this feeling of releasing tension in the back of the upper back, we're also working our core muscles and the legs here as well, which you begin to feel as we move through the practice. Very good. And here, if you want to, you can go a little bit up and down as well. I should have worn a bun today. I'm just going to pop my hair on top of my head. And if bending the knees doesn't work so well for you, go up and down from tiptoes to heels. It's a more subtle movement, but it's perfectly acceptable. Lovely job. When you feel like you've taken the ball all the way around that space in the upper back and at the bottom of the neck, then you can step a little bit away from the wall, just drop the ball down a bit to maybe that space just between the shoulder blades. And again, we go from side to side. I really will have to change my hair, I think. 2 ticks. There we are. That'll do it. Nothing fancy, as they say. So again, you can sway here with straighter legs if that suits your knees better, or you can give them a nice little softness from side to side. Use the wall for support as well. Settle your weight back into the wall as well. And you might find the ball creeps up a little bit, which is done for me, so I can lean away and get it back to center, and then gently up and down in the center there. Just getting all of the places, a combination of all of the moves if you'd like. A little twisting to get into the sides a bit more. And whilst it doesn't feel like much, this really does have quite a deep effect in the body and throughout the body, not just the part we're working on. When you're ready, bringing the ball down to the sort of waist area at the bottom of the rib cage. And leaning, swaying. You've got it by now, you know what we're going to do. Now the ball's decided to creep up instead of down. There we are. A little bit up and down in the center. Or using the tiptoes. Maybe a little bit of twisting. You might move your arms out of the way to access the sides of the body a bit, sides of the back. And when you're ready, coming to the center, moving the ball down to the low back area. And here we have an opportunity for a little extra release. So we're going to first do our movements and then come to a bit of stillness over the ball. So doing a sway from side to side, or a combination of swaying and twisting, if that works for you. You can go up and down And again, lean as much weight as you need to into the wall, into the ball, to provide support so you can free the movement in the body a little bit more. Here we might take the side of the body towards the wall and just roll across the outside of the hip. This is more at the top of the hip than into the buttocks. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So just take a moment to explore, and if this is going a little bit quick, remember you can come back or pause the video or come back to this when it's the video practice to do a little bit more in the areas that suit you the best. And then when you're ready, you want the ball in the center of the low back, walking your feet as far away as feels comfortable, and then relax your shoulders and your head back towards the wall. So you get the sense of almost being lifted with the pelvis and the buttocks forward. You can drape your arms down to your side, roll your shoulder blades towards each other, relax the back of the head, the back of the chest, or the upper back, sorry, towards the wall, and just feel that sense of lift. And this can be quite therapeutic if you work in a chair or sit a lot. You can turn the toes out a little bit and see if that further frees up space for you. Take a couple of deep breaths, maybe closing your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And then if your toes are turned out, finding wherever your toes are most comfortable, turned out may be acceptable. We're just going to bend the knees a little deeper to roll down, and then straighten the legs to roll up. So really firm in the belly, firm in the buttocks, and bending the knees a little deeper. Lean into your ball. Only come down as far as feels comfortable. We've been doing a little bit more squatting in class. This is a different way to do it. So without using the chair for support, using the wall and this lovely ball that we can roll on. Only do what feels good to you. I might just do one more. You can do as many as you feel comfortable doing. You can probably feel the firing in the legs. And then we're going to move the ball just a little bit lower down. So it's across the buttocks and wiggle ourselves from side to side. So we're coming back to that movement. You can even lean yourself, I can demonstrate this better this way around, lean yourself a little bit away from the wall to get your bottom on the ball a little bit better, if that makes sense. And you can roll around in circles. You can twist to one side so that you roll around the outside of the lower part of the hip, more where the thigh bone comes in, and across the bottom of the sort of body of the buttock, and move to the other side as well. Get creative with your interactions with the ball. And then if you'd like to, you can roll just a little lower so that you get that space underneath the buttock as well, at the top of the thigh. And for those of you who are feel stiffness in the back of the legs, that can be really nice. So maybe just doing one leg at a time, little pendulum sway. Or if you would like to, you can do both legs at the same time, just getting the ball in the right place. I'm going to do a little pendulum sway on this other side as well. Very good. And after all of that, we're going to release the ball, stand away from the wall, take a downward facing dog on our chairs. So apologies for the terrible hair. Nice and soft in the knees, pressing the hands down into the chair, bending the knees to lengthen the tailbone out behind us. A little sway of the hips from side to side, if that feels good. You may feel very comfortable compared to normal in this position. If you prefer, a little twist, bending one knee, lengthening the opposite side, looking under the arm of the long leg. If you wish to hold in the center, simply holding, pressing down into the arms and hands, pressing down into the feet, scooping the belly in, and when you're ready, looking towards your seat, walking forward, taking a moment as you stand tall, just to allow everything to get back to where it's going. And then noticing how your body feels. So there's perhaps a sense of coolness across the back of the body. Wherever the ball has been, hopefully feels a little wider, lengthened, expanded, softened. Those are the sorts of sensations we're hoping for. And then we're going to take our spiky balls or hard balls. Now in this class there are some people with 2 and some people with just 1. So I'll show you how to do it with both, show you how to do it with 1, and you can choose as you go. Spiky balls are a little bit more of a challenge to keep behind the body. So let us start with both balls behind the back of the neck, and we just place them in down the sides of the neck. With the spiky balls, we don't want to roll over the bony part of the center of the spine. So the spinous process, those bony bits that stick out of the back. But we can roll gently up and down the sides of the neck. You can use your fingers or your hands to keep them in place, stop them rolling out from behind the body. If you've just got 1 ball, just do one side at a time. Rolling up and down. And if your balls are not spiky, that's okay. You still don't want to roll a firmer, harder ball across the bony parts of the body. If you're doing one side and then the other, be sure to swap to the other side. And here, up and down is better because on the neck there isn't the opportunity to go so much side to side. Notice how differently it feels here. Here, the stimulation is deeper into the muscles and it encourages more blood flow. So you'll get the sensation of warmth behind the body in the areas that we've worked. Once you've finished at your neck, and you can use the balls yourself to roll across your chest if you'd like to, or down the sides of it gently, gently. When we're working with a neck, we always want to go gently, but using the ball to roll across the chest, it's quite nice to open this space as well to stimulate the pectoral muscles, which are very important as we age, particularly if you're a young lady. So then we can place the balls a little bit deeper down, so a little bit further down than the neck, across the top of the shoulders. Lean back by taking your feet away, and you can roll up and down, just that space in between the shoulder blades and the center of the spine. You can probably hear my balls squeaking on the wall. Maybe yours are making funny sounds at home as well. Just keep readjusting as you need to. Do one side at a time if you have 1 ball. If you want to here, you can rock a little bit side to side, particularly across that space just at the top of the shoulders, top of the back. Not the top of the shoulders, but the top of the back of the shoulders, top of the back. And I find doing the outside edge of the shoulders just a little easier with 1 ball. So here I take the ball to the back of the arm, really, where it comes into the body. And I can roll my arm around on the ball, and roll down the outside of the arm as much as I feel comfortable doing, and then move that ball towards the torso instead and roll across the whole of that side of the upper back. So with a spiky ball, you get a little bit more stimulation. And if you're like me, you do a lot of body work, that can be really useful. And if you do a lot of gardening or knitting or anything that encourages a bit of length in the back of the body, then this can be also very useful. But a tennis ball or just a regular, hard, smooth ball, firm, smooth ball will be just as good for most people. So if you need to, just moving around the whole of the one side of the back, but around all of the, I've forgotten the word, shoulder blade, excellent. And maybe just underneath it a little bit and down the side of the body, underneath the arm. Ooh, that's nice. When you're ready, you can swap to the other side. I'll just do the other side over here because otherwise I'll have my back to you. So you can start behind the arm, at the top of the shoulder. Use movement to move your body around on the ball. It can be the movement of your legs, or it can be the movement of your arm itself, or anything else that helps. Whenever you're ready, you can move towards that space in the upper back, just inside the arm. Roll all the way around your shoulder blade, maybe even across the top of the shoulder a little bit. Find your places, because you will know whenever you get to a spot that feels good, you can spend some time there. It feels really good. Making sure that you go around the whole area, because you'd be surprised if you find a really good spot. Sometimes we get stuck there, and then just as we're about to move to a different place in the body, we find another spot and it feels just as good. So maybe explore the sides of the body underneath the armpit. And if your balls escape, that's quite normal. I'm really surprised that I haven't had an escapee ball before now. So you can twist to and fro on the wall, just finding those places. It's helpful to have a bit of wall so you can sort of walk along. Do your dance of the spiky balls or the firm balls as you choose. So once we've done that space in the upper back, just step away from the wall for a moment and feel the effect of that practice. So it's now all warm, it's all stimulated, perhaps down the back of the neck feels incredible. And here is where you can go in with your hands and just give yourself a little gentle rub. So you can just your hands, little gentle rub, maybe just to take the heat out of it before you bring your balls back to the space in the upper waist. So again, you can do one side at a time, or you can place the balls either side of the spine and just start by rolling up and down, or side to side, a little twist. As the balls try to escape, pop them back in. It's a little bit easier from that perspective with just one ball sometimes. And we want to avoid any really firm pressing into the soft parts of the abdomen. So our rib cages come down quite low, but then there's a space between the rib cage and the top of the hip bones that's soft across the back. And we want to avoid any really firm pressing there. So just gentle. We don't want to have an adverse impact on any of our internal organs. And if you prefer, you can just leave those spaces out completely and move the balls down to the top of the hips. So all across the lower back, at the back of the hips, not too much on the spine itself, as I said earlier, but you can stimulate the connections of those muscles, the superficial and deeper muscles as well. You can stimulate the ligaments. No, you can't. Stimulate the tendons. I don't think there are any ligaments available that we would really get to. I mean, some perhaps, not too many. When you're ready, you can bring your balls down towards your buttocks, and it's nice to do one at a time again. So you can start with the ball in the center of the buttock. The buttock has 4 muscles. So we've got the piriformis is the deepest of those 4 muscles. It can, when it's tight, it can cause things like sciatica, and it is often tight if we spend a lot of time sitting because it's recruited into a pattern that it wouldn't normally be used for. And then you've got the gluteus minimus, then the medius minimus, and then the maximus. Those 3 gluteus muscles that create the lovely rounded shape of the bottom. And so a little bit more action here can be good. And if you want to, you can roll into the top of the hamstring as well, where the leg meets the buttock. Just getting in there is quite nice. Doing any odd, weird things with your body or your face that help. You can roll around the whole of the outside of the hip as well. Whatever feels good. When you're ready, just notice the difference between the two sides and then do your other side as well. And as I say, if you need more time to go through this, then you can pause the video or come back to the video on another day of practice and just simply use it as a bit of guidance, but take your time in the places that you need to. Be guided by the response of your body to whatever you're doing. On this side, being sure to get that space maybe just at the top of the leg, in the bottom of the buttock. Those connections are, that area of connection is really quite important. And then if you want to, you can roll all the way around the sides of the hip. Keep adjusting your balls so you don't need to adjust too much with your body. They do love to escape, these balls. And with your buttocks, because they've got those 4 layers of muscles, you can afford to be a little bit more robust in your movements if it is useful for you to do that. So some people will find that not so useful, and if you bruise really easily, then the hard spiky balls are not for you, but a firm tennis ball would be okay. Just go gently. So when you're ready, you can step away from the wall, or you can take your opportunity to place the balls somewhere that has been really useful and just use a little bit of your body weight into the wall to finish the practice with a little bit of stimulation in just that sweet spot for you. For me, it's always between the shoulder blades. It's from doing all of the upper body work in yoga. And then we'll place the balls to one side because we have finished with them for today. So excuse me while I just nip over here. It saves them rolling about on the floor here. And we'll come back to sitting on our seats. And we do that because we want to bring ourselves back to center so that we can feel the effects of our practice. So coming back to center, resting your arms wherever is comfortable, maybe closing your eyes so you can really tune into how the body's feeling. Notice how warm and stimulated the back of the body is, maybe the sides of the body if you manage to go around the sides as well. Notice any areas that as a result of that stimulation feel like they've released or that they could do with a bit more, which I definitely have up here. So the balls are really useful for the parts of the body that are hard to reach. But if you have tension or a feeling of stiffness anywhere, you can use your hands to release that tension. So let's try a little bit of that on our forearms and wrists. So taking your left hand to your right forearm first, and just spend some time massaging. It's like a squeezing. If you've ever kneaded bread or cookie dough or something like that, it's very similar. If you've ever kneaded scones, your scones would be flat. That took me a while to learn that one. So just gently kneading, that sort of squeeze, maybe a little twist and release. And again, if you bruise easily, then taking care to work gently so that it suits your body. You can work down towards your wrist and notice if the temperature of your body changes. Are your muscles warmer? Are your joints cooler? Maybe it's not that discernible, maybe it is. Over your wrist, do some nice stimulating so you get some warmth into the wrist. You can run your hand around your wrist or twist your right arm through your left hand to just create a little friction on the skin, a little warmth. And then you can massage into the hands and up the fingers. So up the little finger, the ring finger, middle finger, first finger, and thumb. And just notice then how this side of the body feels. Our touch is incredibly healing, and it's also something we forget. We forget the power in our hands. So then we can do the other side. We can start with that kneading, that massaging, squeezing or twisting or squeezing and releasing. And for some people, just a gentle rubbing would also work quite nicely here. Again, that's surface stimulation more than deeper stimulation. As you work, sometimes it's a good way to work out your frustrations about something. But we're going to work our way down the forearm to the wrist. And across the wrist, creating a little friction, perhaps turning the left wrist through the right hand, or rubbing with the fingers and the thumb, warming up the wrist, and rubbing into the palm, the heel of the hand, across the palm of the hand and the back of the hand, into the fingers, little finger, ring finger, middle finger, first finger, and thumb. And then gently rest the arms wherever is comfortable. Feel the effect of that stimulation. Okay. So let's do a little seated work. I know that we're fast approaching relaxation time, but we're going to do a little seated work just to use some of those spaces we've created. So we're going to start with reaching the arms wide and just reaching the left arm a little further to the left and drawing it back in, reaching the right arm a little further to the right and drawing it back in. See if you can turn the left palm up and look to the left and draw back in. Turn the right palm up, look to the right and draw back in. One more time to each side. Lengthen, reach. Here in the center, breathe in, take your arms up. Breathe out, draw the hands down to the center of the chest. Let's do 3 of those, or 2 more. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, reaching down. 1 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Very good. Here, we are going to try and draw the right knee towards us. So press the left foot into the floor. Lift your right knee and hold it with your right hands. With both hands. Right hands. Very good. So holding the knee towards you, sit as tall as you can and just gently turn the upper body to the right and then back to the center. See if you can hold on with just your left arm and then turn your right arm and upper body to the right and back to the center. This time, if you want to, you let go of your right knee but leave it up, turn to the right and back to center. Release the right leg down, feel the difference between the 2 sides of the body. Same thing on the left. First, press the right foot down, draw the left knee in, just give it a little hug, sit tall and begin just by turning the body to the left and back to the center. See if you can hold your left knee with just your right hand, firm that right foot down, turn to the left, open the left arm out to the left, and back to the center. See if you can hold your knee towards you with your tummy muscles. Turn to the left, both arms extended, and back to the center. Hold your knee in, float it down. Feel the difference between the two sides. And hopefully there's one of those that suits you. And if you really are challenged by bringing the knee towards the body, you can use a little step or a little yoga block underneath your foot to just lift your knee up a little bit. That's all. That's all we need. So we're going to take the feet a little bit wider and continue with this spiraling twisting, taking the arms out and bending the elbows. We're trying to encourage the shoulder blades to draw towards each other behind the body and keeping the elbows back to open the chest. It doesn't matter how far back, the sensation of being open across the chest is what we're looking for. Firm in your belly muscles. And here we're just gently going to twist to the right. It's not far. Twist back to the center. Twist to the left. Twist back to the center. Firm in the belly. One more time to each side. Twist back to the center. Open in the elbows. Twist to the left. Back to the center. Now, if you want to, you can add this extra. If not, just do that again. So twisting to the right, lifting the right knee off the floor, and then twisting back to center, placing the right foot down. So press down with your opposite foot, press down with the right knee, lift the left as you twist to the left, coming back to center and releasing down. 2 more times to each side. Twist in, as you press into the left foot, lift the right, return to center. Twist, press into the right foot, lift the left, return to center. 1 more time to each side. Feel free to do it without the knees or without the legs if you prefer, if that suits your body better. Return to center and then just turn the palms down, float the arms down to your side, roll your shoulders a little backwards, a little forwards. And we'll come to taking the feet a little further apart if we can. So still sitting. This time we're going to do a side bend and then a twist. So we're going to leave the right hand on the right thigh, or you can take the back of the hand or the forearm to the right thigh. Firm in the belly muscles. Breathe in, reach your left arm out and up and lean over to the right side. And then here, in this slight side bend with firm belly, firm feet, roll your left shoulder backwards, so looking around, and then roll your left shoulder forwards, looking down. Rolling the left shoulder backwards, looking up, left shoulder forwards, looking down. Maybe one more. Left shoulder forwards, looking down. And then we're going to come back to the center. Take cactus arms and twist to the right. Return to center. Take the left arm down. Reach the right arm up and over. Firm belly, firm feet. And in your side bend, rolling your right shoulder backwards, rolling your right shoulder forwards. Rolling back, opening the chest, maybe looking up a little. Rolling forwards, just feeling that length through the upper back. One more. Backwards and forwards, and from the center, turning back, upright spine, cactus arms, twisting to the left. Return to center. We're going to go one side bend, one twist, 2 more times to each side. So right arm down, left arm over, side bend, return to center, and twist to the right. Return to center, left arm down, right arm over, side bend. Return to center, cactus arms, twist to the left. Return to center, right arm down, left arm over, side bend. Return to center, cactus arms, twist to the right. Return to center, left hand down, right arm over, side bend. Return to center, cactus arms, twist to the left. Return to center, relax the arms down, just bring your feet a little closer towards each other. And in this position, we're going to take a back bend by reaching the arms all the way around behind us, reaching for your chair back or your chair seat if it suits your body better, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other to open the chest. You can lean away from your chair back, scoop your belly in, lift your chin, take a deep breath in and out. Explore how it feels differently if you reach your arms down a little. Hold only if it feels comfortable to do so. When you're ready to release out, soft elbows, chin towards the chest. Relax the upper body, relax the arms down to the side. And we're ready for relaxation. So hopefully you feel deliciously stimulated through your upper body. Gather your jumpers and blankets if you need them. And we have quite a short relaxation today, but our class in general has been a little bit quieter. So hopefully that won't worry you too much, but do not be, hoodwinked into thinking that this class is more gentle. It is deeper work when we work like this, and you will find that you have great effects from this fascial, particularly the fascial stimulation, muscular stimulation. So let's rest the hands wherever is comfortable. Settle yourself back into your chair seat so your back can really relax. Close your eyes or gaze, definitely close your eyes. There's no gazing downwards, so it's relaxation time. And let yourself arrive with support, supporting the feet, supporting the thighs, the buttocks, the back of the body. Allow the head to find its centered place over the spine so it doesn't feel heavy on the upper back or the chest. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. Repeat 3 more times, a deep breath in to let all of your effort go. Deep breath in, letting your muscles begin to relax. Last breath in and surrender down into your seat. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Falling into quietness. With the breath soft, take your awareness into your forehead and feel that soften. The space between your eyebrows spreading. Area between around your eyes relaxing. The mouth, tongue, jaw, shoulders releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, supported, warm, letting go. Letting go of tiredness, tension, effort. Letting go of stiffness, worry, anger. Letting go of expectations. Letting go of plans. Letting go of should, I should, we should. embracing peace, harmony, embracing compassion, tolerance, love. Embracing calm, acceptance, embracing contentment. Allow yourself to continue letting go and embracing those things which are most useful for you. Resting and relaxing a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your fingers by running the tip of the thumb over the tip of the fingers. Then begin moving your fingers a little bit more, maybe wiggling them, rolling your wrists a few times in each direction. Maybe rolling the ankles, maybe one at a time or both together. When you feel ready, take a deep breath in, stretch. Ooh, maybe stretch the mouth and yawn. Stretching the arms, the legs, the sides of the body. Maybe the chin to the chest. When you're ready, you can place the hands over the center of the chest. Just give yourself this moment to feel thankful for creating the time and the space to do your yoga practice today, and to know that the benefits you will reap over the next few days will continue to increase, and allow a smile to come to your face when you're ready, opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Namaste.